son that don't bring this one. If she cannot make a man now, don't now you have washed clothes, you have gone to cook every weekend.
When I was a fool. When I was a fool. Mommy ejebure. Eat ebure.
Eat ebure.
Either hot or cooked. And I will call you auntie and you will accept.
This boy is angry.
Okay,
and you will answer.
And you will answer.
You know? Okay.
Auntie with no money in your bank account. To say everything I know.
Oh, seriously?
About my past in-laws and my
present in-laws. This love thing is sweet, but some of us are now finding out that the concept of love is about the most complex phenomenon after God. You meet a man, law of attraction sets in, everything goes on lovey-dovey until things really get serious. And it pops the question. It is at this point you realize that you have to trade in the love you started with for a bigger one. Big enough to accommodate his family. Now, this in-law relation is a thing all over the world. It's just that some cultures have become more independent of in-laws than others, but not Nigeria. Maybe because of the experiences some of our own mothers had with their in-laws. Some ladies dread the idea of a mother-in-law so much so that they wish that the man they marry would not have a mother. For some others, while their wishes are not as mean, they still don't mind a magic wand just to be able to diffuse her if a wala is becoming too much. Some are like, indifferent. Another set are indeed open-hearted and are willing to love. While there is another set that is trending now, I want to say it's mothers in love. Are you? Love a girl. While this seems sweet on the surface, I'm beginning to suspect that there is more than meets the eye. You know the way we Nigerians are never able to allot titles properly. For instance, cousin, niece, nephew, aunt, uncle. Everybody is brother and sister. Just because if you address these people using these titles, you might appear rude or standoffish. So you'd rather call everybody brother and sister. Or let an uncle just be very old in the family last and you must call him daddy. So I'm feeling this mentality has crept into this in-law politics thing, or should I call it politics? And I understand the logic. You go on Facebook and you're saying, happy birthday to my mother-in-law. You might appear a bit rude, or it might show that you're not pally enough, so you'd rather go, happy birthday to my mother-in-law. So on this episode, we're discussing in-laws generally, but you find out that mothers-in-law top the chat in this whole issue of in-lawship. It is because we women do the most. Following closely on this chat are sisters-in-law. This topic has been pending for so long because it is not a topic many people would like to discuss with all sincerity. Everybody loves a perfect picture. I'm so pally with my in-laws, but I'm a try. So sister, join me in prayer. Father, in the name of Jesus, as I discuss this topic today, don't let mommy and daddy in Ibadan watch this episode. In the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. I have a guest on the show and she is notjustok.com. Why did I choose Bimbola on this episode? She's the kind of girl who is just very natural, say things the way they are, like a factual kind of person. We share the same surname, amazingly. Her name is Abimbola Olushola Oguntoye. Wowza! You might have come across Ashabi's Cakery. Yes, that's all. So together we're going to be discussing in-law politics. Join us on this episode. You're going to enjoy it. Don't be forming gentle here, Bimbo.
No, I'm not.
They know you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to be we're talking about in-laws. Really, I brought her because I wanted someone frank.
Okay.
Someone that would say it the way it is.
Okay.
Not many people really want to talk about in-laws. It's like a dreaded topic, walking on eggshells. We have some questions we'll be answering, and we would answer as frankly and as sincerely as possible. So let's go.
Do you have a Bible to give her so she can swear?
She can swear.
You say the truth and nothing.
Nothing but the truth.
I swear to say everything I know
Oh, serious?
about my past in-laws and my
Present in-laws. Oh yeah.
So help me God.
So help me God too. Okay, so you have past in-law and present in-law. Past participle.
Don't you have past in-laws?
Do I have past? Okay, I never got to meet them.
Oh, okay.
I never got to meet them. But okay, past in-law. I didn't eventually meet, but thank God I did not meet, because I'd been hearing some funny things, like the woman was fire. The woman was the one advising the son that, are you sure you're still young, go? Why are you sticking to one girl?
Subhanallah.
No, the guy came to tell me again himself. Okay, Akoya E.B.U.N. Then the woman too will be pressuring her own daughter on certain things, like are you blind? Can't you go for ready-made men? It was then I started knowing that it's like, this one is your Covon Vital. So that plus many other things. So that was
so you have to talk to your leg.
Talk to my leg. My brain had to talk to my leg to move fast. That's one for past in-law. Okay. My present in-law, you know, gentle people, not so gentle. Not so gentle, but I can't even come up with a first impression like that. I think the impression spanned out over time.
Okay.
So you go.
Yeah, for mine, the past in-laws. The only reason I'll be talking about my past in-laws is because my present in-laws are the best in-laws in the world.
Yay!
So my past in-laws actually gave me another reason not to even go into marriage. But thank God I gave marriage a chance. So my past in-law, what happened was that I was staying with their son for a while, accommodation issue. So we already thought we were going to get married, and the issue was not even about the in-laws, I mean the parents, it's about the sister. She was giving me issues in the house because we stayed together in the same house. She expected me to call her auntie, to wash up dishes, to do the laundry. You know, she's just too dramatic, and like you said, not just okay though.
What?
Alaye,
kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀?
Ifugando. You see. So apparently, she liked the brother. Yeah, she's so obsessed with the brother. We grew up together. I think some years back, maybe 20 years. Not together, but we went to the same school, the same secondary school. I knew her from school.
So you were like
friends. Exactly. So why are we going to call ourselves auntie in this 21st century? So when I came to Lagos, she was the first person I saw. The brother asked her to come and pick me at the park, and she called my name first. Bimbo, hi, welcome. You one day, you know, no issue. Oh, I mentioned your name already. Sorry, no vex, but you said. So I mentioned her name. You one day, what's up? And we hugged, and that was it. Not knowing that she had that in mind, and she told her brother, her mom, her father, and this one cannot call somebody auntie. You know, those kind of dramatic issues. I beg, that was how it started, and she started giving me issues. She would come from work, drop dishes in the sink for me to wash. You know, if I'm in the kitchen, I'm doing some things. She would splash water on my body. You know, what kind of.
And you were not married.
I wasn't married to the brother.
Yes.
So I was like, I don't even know the kind grace when me self carry. If I come out here now, guys will come. But you know, along the line, it got so messy. The parents had to get involved, and so at that moment, I knew I can't deal. I can't deal with dramatic in-laws. No, I can't. So I had to tell my head to talk to my leg.
To your leg, to move fast.
I had to.
That's some story. You know, I also had my sister.
Okay.
I was also a friend. There was this, like we grew up together, same everything. And so my sister married the husband.
Okay.
That's my friend's brother. And my friend came to me to say, Auntie Loyeko Makpe,
Oh.
hello. Like from where to where? It's bad enough.
As
how? It's bad enough that my sister is calling you auntie. Like you're not even like there's space between you.
Do you know one thing about this auntie thing? If you're older than me,
why not?
But if I'm older than you, obviously, I mean, let me willingly call you the auntie if I want to. Don't be respect is something you earn. You don't even demand for me to call you auntie, and I will call you auntie and you will accept.
This boy is angry.
Okay,
and you will answer.
And you will answer.
You know? Okay.
Auntie with no money in your bank account.
Okay. Maybe I said it earlier. So when I met my husband, it was one of the first things I asked him, that do you call auntie in your family? Like because it mattered to me, you know.
I forgot to ask him.
Growing up, we were based in the north and riot brought us, so it's unsettled my family a lot. So I had to stay with one of my uncles and the wife. He was married, because then my dad was the only one in Lagos, so he felt he didn't, being a man, he wouldn't be able to take care of me the way he should. So he felt since his brother was married, I could stay with them. And the wife maltreated me. Like a lot. My uncle had no idea until years later. Let me not go to that story, but what I'm going to is, all the while I stayed in your house, you maltreated me, you stabbed me and everything. You didn't call me auntie then. So eventually I returned to my parents, because my parents were eventually settled, and we don't have family function. I come and say, Auntie Ebu. I'm like, I'm not getting it. Am I dreaming?
Really?
Like, I don't. So for you to see the hypocrisy behind this, and I'm not saying it works for some people, but it doesn't make sense to me till tomorrow. It does.
And that you check out for that in a relationship.
Yes.
Yes, so you should.
100%.
You can't know the totality of a person, Abby. You can't, because human beings are like onions. After you peel one, you get to meet another. There's always one. Right. Do you understand? On the inside. So like for me, when I said that, I asked my husband if it was an auntie calling family, and he said no. In fact, my husband was a bit surprised. Like the next person to me, like we are years apart. So it didn't make sense to him, but I knew why I was asking. So when we met, it wasn't an issue. But you know, years down the line, it was going to be an issue. Thank God for where everybody is now. But it was going to be a major issue, and I'm like, hello, I asked though. Wow.
I forgot to ask mine, but I'm this kind of person. When we get there, we'll settle you. The way they bring it is the way I would return it. But luckily for me,
be talking.
Luckily for me, when I got there, the two ladies were already married. Then, as a Yoruba lady, normally there's this respect you give to married ladies,
whether younger or older.
So the first one is the elder sister. Let's assume I'm not married to his brother. I won't see her outside and call her by name.
Yes, so naturally the respect will come.
So the second one is my husband's younger sister. But she's married with kids. She expects me to now say, like Baja. No. Even though I'm dramatic, I might be not just okay to come, but then I won't do that. So the worst case scenario, I'll call her with her kid's name. Mommy. So, mommy. So in as much as we don't want to call our in-laws aunties, at the same time give them that respect.
The regard should still be there.
So that's
true.
Right.
That's one of the things that shocked me. Do you have any other thing that shook or shocked you?
Nothing shook.
Nothing. I can't be shook. You stood.
You stand
well. Okay.
So how do you get your husband to speak for you without pitching him against his father?
It shouldn't get to a situation whereby I should be the one to bring it to your notice that your sister or your mom or any of your family member is disrespecting me. Once it gets to that stage where I have to bring it to your notice that, didn't you see the way your sister reacted to me? It's getting messy already. I didn't get the question.
I think, no, you got the question. That's the question. But I think I have a different opinion in that case.
Okay.
Men might not be as observant as we are. I think sometimes you need to tell him what is happening. Then, you know, some ladies can be sly. You know, we women, if we want to deal with, if you're dealing with a mean in-law, might present nicely when your husband is around and give you real bad issues in his absence. You know, there's sometimes that...
How will I get to know that it's a bad issue in his... Okay, when he's not around.
When he's not around. Or maybe you are even... Everybody is having a conversation and there's a way she looks at you. The husband might not catch that. I'm saying some people might be very slippery.
Okay, now I get
you might need to tell your partner in some cases that this is what is happening. It might even cause an issue between the husband and the wife, because the wife is expecting that the husband is saying all that is happening and is not defending her.
Yeah, but either ways, he should defend me.
Yes.
Because if he doesn't, okay, I'm going to call his attention to
it. Yes.
So he has to defend me. Otherwise, I would have to defend myself. And when it gets to the level where I have to defend myself, it's going to get messy.
If you are wrong, you should be humble enough to know that you are wrong.
Exactly.
And apologize.
If I'm wrong, I would apologize. I will apologize. Sometimes we ladies just fight for things that, I don't know, the way we reason is always different from the guys. So the man in question has to be calm enough to make me understand that, babe, this is wrong.
If I am wrong, I should admit that I am wrong and should not put the gentleman in a difficult situation of defending you unnecessarily. Just admit that you're wrong. Then, with your mother-in-law, in some cases, if it's just a case of misunderstanding and not typical values, whether your mother-in-law is wrong or not, you have to apologize. You can't be correcting her on moral issues. Mommy that is maybe like close to you, she will now change because of you. No. So there's some things I think you would let go in those cases, even if she is wrong. But if you are wrong, with your sense, kneel down and apologize that you are wrong. Don't put your husband in a difficult situation. But if it's about values that you know you cannot change, and it is the mommy that is involved, kindly plead with your husband to talk to mommy.
Mommy, ejebure. Eat ebure.
Eat ebure.
Either hot or cold. Just eat it. I'm a children. It will not happen again. No. I don't think myself and not my husband will talk about it.
You talked about it, right?
I don't think it's a good idea.
It's not a good idea. So I had relatives live with us. From the first year of marriage, we had relatives over. There would definitely be some friction. You have sentiments, whether your own sister or your husband's sister, there are some sentiments that will not let you judge rightly. Then I think it will just put undue pressure on the new family. Yes, there are lots of things you should do in your first year of marriage. Both of you are even just getting to know yourselves. You're accommodating another person. At that point, there will be valid reasons to accommodate people. Maybe they are in serious need and all of that. You give yourself good reasons. But I don't think it is something you really want to do because of the sentiments. You would have issues. Definitely, you can't live together with somebody and you not step on toes. So you now leave the other party as to where he should belong. Should he fight for the sister or for you? Sometimes you are the one who is wrong. He doesn't want to defend the sister against you because you the wife. You have gone to swear somewhere that you're supposing your sister in this house. You know, it just brings unnecessary pressure. If it is your family member, to somehow you're just more compassionate towards your own family member and you are in between your husband. I think to just avoid all those unnecessary pressure, sentiments and some friction, I think you can help financially from a distance.
like Yorubas would say, Orel Kere.
Yes.
Let us be friends from
afar. True.
Okere.
Okere.
Yes. You know why? I'm talking for myself now. I'm a dramatic lady, and I don't know. I'm just a dramatic lady by nature. I've tried my best to be a lady like you or any other.
I'm a dramatic lady myself, so
my own is extreme. But I feel it's only my husband that understands me, that behind the dramatic, stubborn, kind of odo babe that I am, there's a sweet lady. There's this prayerful lady, this hardworking lady, this
family members will
not see that one. They will not see.
Especially when you have issues with your husband, like guy.
They say,
see how he's talking to my
or the days I would prepare Indomie. I cannot, babe, I'm sorry, I can't give that. I don't want a situation whereby they would say, I'm I'm tired. I just came back from 5 hours traffic. Mommy, but
and there's always this issue of you're not taking care of your wife more than. There's always this thing between.
So it's better they don't live.
True. Well, we had families over, but if I'm to relive that life, it will not happen. Yeah. Cough again. Maybe not for me in particular, maybe from others flying around. There are some that will say make your mother-in-law your best friend, and I'm like, how? You've not heard it before. They say, make her your pally and all of that. I think there's no one way to this in-law thing.
There's no template.
There's no template. So if you now make her paddy, yes, you should be cordial with mother-in-law, but there are some times that you don't, just like they say, even your own mother, don't bring parents into the mix. You don't want to overdo it even with your mother-in-law, because whether you like it or not, the mother of the group knows the children that she born. You're right. At the end of the day, she would not leave her son to come and support you. Yes, it won't fly over. I've also heard some advice that when you marry, detach the man from the family. I'm like, no be juju be that. No.
When it comes to this particular situation, I feel once you know the in-laws, once you know these people are good people or they are bad people, then there's me to my husband. I'll be the one to tell him, have you called mommy? Have you called daddy? Because this kind of man that doesn't call, like he does not call. So the parents call me most times. In fact, they'll be the ones to ask, how is your husband? Can we talk to him?
Really?
I'm sorry for not calling you for months now, or days now, weeks. Do you get? Not like
and they don't blame you for your husband not calling.
Because I do the calling on his behalf. Sometimes I'm gonna be on the move, on the go, and I remember, mommy, money kinkin, daddy money kinkin, because I know that is one of my husband's maybe weakness.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, let me just call it a weakness. Yeah. So I do it on his behalf. So as a lady, a well-cultured lady, once you know that your husband is lacking behind in this
certain way,
area, fill in the gap for him so that they won't come at you. Let's assume the way he's not calling,
you two are not calling,
and I feel okay. At least me
just my
and my husband. Okay, now the day you want to break your head, you want to run down.
Yes, true.
So that's just not like we are friends, but the relationship
should keep a good relationship.
So when we go,
because whether you like it or not, that husband that you love, they trained him.
Exactly.
So how come he's now totally good and they are totally bad, and you really want to sever the relationship? Why you cannot be besties? For certain reasons, you have to keep the relationship sweet, whether from afar or if close works for you, you live.
Person wey go belefu.
Yes.
So even if you are friends with everybody in the family, if they would dislike you, they would dislike.
I know that this is off the question. There's this thing I was thinking about a skit in my head.
Okay.
About ladies who will be girlfriends and they are already doing wife duties, you go to the place, you wash, you at the end of the day, they did not marry you. You have spoiled the ground for the person they will marry. Because there's a certain standard that you have gone to create. You have washed clothes, you have gone to cook every weekend.
When I was a fool. When I was a fool. So I was dating this guy. I pray he listens to this. I was dating him.
You send him the link.
I was dating him, and you know, I went visiting. Even his laundries were there, not washed. Car, you know, all those things. So he was expecting me to do the laundry at least. That's wash his clothes. I'm sure, you know, like we are rich, no, but we use washing machine where I came from. Even if we don't, even if you have, I was still able to go and put it in the laundry. I mean, what is wrong with your hands? Can't you do that? Do you know, because my mom took him as a son, like my mom was so, he went to report me to my mom. That mommy, Bimbo, come on, buy me for a show. It can't help me with my laundry. My mom said, what? My mom is, I'm dramatic pro max. She's pro.
Okay. In pro. Okay. So give it to him.
What? Because I like you? Because I call you my son? You're not even married to my daughter. She should do your laundry. What happened? Even our younger brother has a washing machine in the house that does the what? Why am I change your phone? All those things. When I met my own husband, he knows I can't, babe. Sorry.
And that's the thing. So that's
I will be a good wife in other areas.
Some girls have spoiled the ground for the wife that is coming. You have gone to overdo. They will not be using the yardstick for the person that is coming. That's one. Another thing is ladies who, because they want to get this guy, do everything. They know that they are not willing to continue. I think that is where we have many in-law issues. So you know that you are not this type of person, but you now want to present yourself as the nicest person on earth. You know that you won't like people to be coming into your house and going anyhow, but you always say, you're coming, you want to come and visit me. Let's hang out together.
Or visiting your in-laws and going with gifts.
It is
sending them
make
money.
it minimal.
So
if you know
continue.
that is how you will continue, do it. But you know that once you have settled, you will not do it. Is something wrong? Do you understand? So don't pretend, because at the end of the day, they want you trained them to expect that of you.
Yes.
You now marry the son, you settle down, and you are not now doing it. I think you are the major problem in that family.
Yes, you're right. Someone thought I had sense. I have sense too. So they used to look up to me like this. I like this Ashabi babe, you know. She has never had issues with her in-laws. So she was not asking me. The first time I went to my in-laws, that what did I take? I said I took watermelon and I bought one more fruit, I don't know, and yogurt. I already heard just that my father-in-law likes yogurt. So I bought yogurt. I know I can afford more than that, but let me start with that. So when I bring more, they will say,
yes.
So gradually, you want to increase the hair. I know just basino. This is a shabby. But I won't just come with a bag of rice, a bag of.
You go over the weekend, you sleep there. The boyfriend is not there. You've gone to sleep there. You walk, you cook the soup for 1 month. You wash daddy's clothes, you wash mommy's clothes.
Even if you do that, I'll see you as a pretense. I mean, if any of my brother's girlfriend
does that, and they are doing the layer, is you that you are the caterer. That's a problem.
People still do it.
They do it. Let's shatter this table once and for all. Emi Omo, as in, I think it is just totally wrong. Can you please
visit me at the bakery?
You are not sure. The person has not even proposed. You are doing all that. Are you for sale?
No.
Babe. Honestly, yes.
That you're supposed to wear dress nice. See how beautiful she is.
You know, to scatter, you are sweating like the layer goat. Because if you know your worth, I'm not talking about not helping out at all.
It has happened before.
Yes.
My sister-in-law, she was celebrating something. I can't even remember. So they got a mini hall. They did something, and the husband has a sister, and they lived maybe I can't remember, it's just a village. So she came around, you know those village mentalities that I was out to be here, cleaning, cooking, washing dishes and all. But I came there, I slayed, I was looking classy and all. And my mother-in-law, she's the sweetest mom. She wasn't expecting me to be, because if you're going to have money to get a hall, you should have money for
vendors.
For people that will wash the dishes. I mean, I can't look good like this and start washing amala plate. Oh no, I might be.
Well, then when things is a big we help.
That is why I will get someone that will do my job for me.
No, see, there are some times that maybe it's not as if there are no caterers, it's not as if there are no servants. But maybe there's just a guest and the servers are not fast. Yeah, I'm not saying you will not help at all.
I'm not saying that either. That's not the kind of help I'm doing. I'm talking about the major seats, ramala, wash dishes. No, I can help the server. Tell me when you're going to look at. I can only help the server to point to auntie carry it there.
Yes, now. No, I'm saying Onikaluku. Everybody, let's not speak too much Yoruba. Everybody knows where they went to pluck wife from.
Okay.
Do you understand? If it's like the normal typical or your setting, the lady will go and do amala proper. But they came to pick Ashabi.
Okay.
Do you understand? Your husband saw you, and when he took you home, they saw you.
Okay.
They should have known the kind of expectation.
Yes.
Do you understand? I think if you're an in-law too, because we too are in-laws to others, you have seen the kind of wife that is brought home. There are some things you should not expect.
Thank you.
If you know your family cannot take it, quickly talk to your son that don't bring this one. If she cannot make a man now, don't now open it and finish marrying her and now expect that no. There are some things that do not look alike. Jora.
Thank you.
I think the pressure I felt was for childbirth. I think we stayed about 3 years, and a family member said, so what are you guys even doing about this childbearing?
Please, do you know where they sell babies?
I said, no, wait. And so my husband wanted to answer, of course, to defend me. And the person said, you keep quiet. I'm asking your wife. I'm like, you know, the person already vindicated my husband as it cannot be you. The problem has to be the wife. And so it really got to me. There wasn't really anything I could say, but it hurt me. I just went to God in prayer because
you not kept quiet.
I was like, though it was my husband that eventually now spoke. Okay. And like
somebody has to speak.
Someone had to speak. My husband had to stand for me to say, okay, you're asking her now, where is she supposed to get the baby from? So that one ended. There was also a time that there was a family gathering and I was not allowed to go. If I don't attend that family function, am I not attending church? Am I not attending other family function? Let somebody come and carry lights to look at my face. If I will not say,
yes, like that as well. The husband has to just stand for a while.
Stand, yes.
Because a woman that has not given birth for years is already angry. So if you not ask any stupid question again,
it just aggravates everything.
So it's always okay when the man stands in for the wife. So I feel that is
the man's job.
Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Yes.
That's just it. You cannot quantify it. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I'm going to you.
One thing I'm grateful for is the training. Yes, the training they gave my husband, because you see how some men do one outside and you're like, God, how? Like how? Where did you come from? Like Iboloti Jawa, where did you cut from?
How are you going to cut that?
So I'm grateful for, and you see, then I'm grateful for their own marriage. Their marriage is sweet. The way they yap themselves. My mother-in-law is she's this very alawada person. I don't know, like she's jovial and she can yap you. She likes talking like that. And then you see, alright, and you expect her to get angry, and she's not even
angry.
She's not bothered. I'm like, okay, they are godly. They have a beautiful marriage, and
same here. They are godly. They have a beautiful marriage, and but honestly, to be serious, yeah, I'm grateful for the way they raised their son. No, they tried. They did a good job, a fantastic job. So the little flaws you can easily overlook it because there's no perfect person anyway. So I'm
even we Gaga, we perfect.
Exactly. Because this is my mouth. It's not perfect.
It's not perfect.
So yeah, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for their marriage. It's not easy to have 30, 40 years.
You know,
you need a lot of patience.
a lot. Drink patient water.
Morning, afternoon, night. 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
2 in the afternoon. You can take 1 at night.
At night. That prescription will be okay. We will come and be good. Thank you so much, Bim, for being part of the E.B.U.N show. I know that you have a lot to say as you have watched this episode. Please blast up the comment section. We are not saying we are the all wise and all knowing. We've just shared our own experiences. Whatever the experience you're going through, whatever it is, please let us know in the comment section. If you're like 20 years in marriage, please let us know in the comment section. Thank you so much. Remember to like, remember to share, and remember to subscribe. I love you. Bye.
Bye.